Chris here with Barnyard Outdoors, and original plan, full disclosure here, I was originally going to actually tent camp tonight before the Bluegrass and Bushcraft show, but there's 3 of us and we just split the price of this cabin so we could have some decent facilities and get a decent night's sleep before we get up super early in the morning to head to the show. But I wanted to make dinner tonight, and I wanted to kind of show off this. This is just a new kit bag I put together here, and this is a British Field Pack. I think it's actually was like for gas mask or something. But I found this military surplus, and it was actually new, but being sold through military surplus site, and I'll put a link to them down below. I think I paid under $20 for this, which is insane for this pack. It's a good pack, and I won't go into a lot of detail on it, but it's got a little pouch on the side and a little sleeve section on this side. But the cool thing is it's big enough to hold my entire meal for tonight, except for the things I got to grab out of the cooler. But this has my PFM40 Ultimate Cook Kit in it, and if you've seen my video or haven't seen my video, I'll put a link up in the corner so you can check it out. It'll also be at the end of the video. I usually carried that in the Pathfinder Molly bag, and a great fit for that PFM40. But the problem is I like taking a lot of fuel with me. I couldn't have food items in there, so it's kind of a good way to carry the cook kit, but not all the other things I would need with the cook kit. So in here I have the ultimate PFM40 Cook Kit, plus everything I need for my meal. And tonight's meal, it's gonna be something I've made before, and I'll put a link to that video. So tonight's meal is going to, of course, have some beans in it. And it's not a real fancy recipe or anything, but I like to call it beans, bacon, bourbon, and balls. Now, full disclosure here, I'm a Jack Daniels person, so don't give me a hard time. I know this isn't bourbon, it's whiskey, but it definitely works. Then I'm going to have some of these Bush's original baked beans, and then I also put some bacon in it, and I put some onion in it because I like onion, and then I will put meatballs in it, cook the whole thing up, and have a delicious warm dinner on this evening that's starting to get chillier and chillier as the sun goes down. So inside this cook kit bag, I've got just a Hidden Woodsman pouch, and it fits perfectly in the top. I have actually a couple cans of these Bush's baked beans. I think I'm only gonna need one. Who knows, I might need a second can if I want to eat some more. Then I have my PFM40, and this is my Ultimate Cookset configuration. I also carry a nice large bottle of fuel. This is enough fuel to get me through an entire weekend. And then I've got a spork here. Let's see, this is a Silver Ant titanium spork, so I will be using that. And then there is a little pouch on the inside here. I don't know if you can see it. That's where I keep the spork, and I also have things like a bandana and a little scrubby thing and a windshield if I need it. So let's get this started, and I start with getting my PFM40 out. And if you haven't seen this, this is a great cook kit. This bag I have on it is just a bag I found on Amazon. I think I got a multi-pack of them. It's just a little cotton bag, but it fits in there great, and that way if anything gets dirty, I throw it in here and I don't have to worry about my pack getting all dirty. Keep the lid, and then of course in here I have all of my little things that make it my ultimate cook kit. I've got a canteen cup lid. I've got that Pathfinder alcohol stove. Well, apparently I have another spork in here as well. I've got 2 of these tent pegs that I've cut down, and that's so I can do things with my canteen cup in the windscreen. And then I've got a bandana, which has my canteen cup and the stove on it as well. But for tonight, I could cook with all of this stuff, and I just haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet. Actually, I think based on the size of what I'm cooking, I could probably just cook in this and then eat out of this, and then I'm only using one container because this is going to be overkill. Let's get this set up. I've got my windscreen. Get some of this put away and out of the way at least. Take off my lid. Put some fuel in my burner. And since I am doing this on a picnic table, I have in my kit some pieces of foil, and I'm going to put this down as just an extra layer of protection on the table underneath my alcohol stove. I'm just going to do it like that. That'll be perfect. And so my plan is just to use this. There's not a lot for ingredients in this, and I'll be able to eat directly out of that, so this will work perfect. So let me grab everything I need that's still in the cooler, which is the bacon and the onions and the meatballs, and get this put together. So I'm going to start by getting the stove started. I have a fire steel. Let's get the stove started, and it's real easy when you've it's real easy when you can just move the windscreen. There we go. So, like I said, we're just here for one night, so I pre-cut up everything here. I've got some onions in a little container. I've got some bacon, and this is actually the pre-cooked bacon. I'm going to cook this up a little bit more because I like my bacon a little crunchy. And then I just grabbed these little meatballs from the fridge, where I think we get a big bag of these from Sam's. And then we'll have a can of Bush's Baked Beans Original, and then at the very end we put in the little secret ingredient, right? It's whiskey, but we call it bourbon in the recipe. So just deal with it. So the stove has bloomed, and we'll start by just adding the bacon in there, right? I'll break that up a little bit. And like I said, this is pre-cooked, so I just need to really heat it up a little bit. Bacon's talking to me. I can already smell it. Starting to cook up there a little bit. So add a little grease to the pan here, which will be good once I get the onions in. When you're cooking bacon like this, especially where you can't control the heat source, you gotta kind of keep an eye on it. It's really easy to burn it. I just want it to be a little more crispy. I don't mind a little char on my bacon though. Alright, and now I'm going to add my onions. Some of you aren't fans of onions. I am a huge fan of onions. Oh, and these are very potent onions. I wish you guys could smell this. This has got to be one of my favorite fall and winter type campsite recipes. It's so easy to do and put together. Put the beans in. to be careful. You know, there's no controlling of the heat here, right? It's just on, and it's just heating everything up and cooking. But wow, look at that! I don't even have the meatballs in there yet. And then the final item, meatballs. And I might have brought too many meatballs. You know what we're gonna do? We'll do 5 meatballs in there. I mean, I'm hungry, but I don't think I'm 8 meatballs hungry. Like I said, everything is pre-cooked here, so I'm really just heating things up. And I gotta keep stirring so I don't burn things. But this cook set is perfect for something like this. Now, I am losing some heat through the top here, and what I could do is grab one of my pieces of foil and put a lid on this just to kind of cover it up. I'll tell you what though, I gotta try some of this. Wow. Really so good. And the cleanup's gonna be pretty easy because it's just gonna be this one pan, pot, plate. I don't know what you call it. It's like there's two, oh, that's good. There's 2 bowls or pots. I'm just making a huge mess. I'm going through this, but that's okay. You can see the onion's got a little extra crispy on there. But, oh, that looks good. On a chilly fall evening, this is a perfect meal. It's super easy to put together. And if you're not a fan of bourbon or whiskey or do not drink alcohol, you do not need to add the final ingredient, but I am. I don't even think I'm going to need the whole bottle. That's a lot of liquid I just put in there. There's something that the bourbon or whiskey does just to give it that extra special flavor. All right, I think this is ready. Finish cooking up. Perfect. Gonna pull this off and I'll eat directly out of this. Let me get the stove on fire. So here we are. It's all done. It's extremely hot. Make sure I get a little onion, a little bacon on there. A little piece of a meatball. So good. So good. Absolutely one of my favorite things. You do not need to put the alcohol in it or the onions if you don't like onions. It's very hot. But very, very good. So, hey, down in the comments, put your favorite wintertime camping recipe. I'd love to hear it. Maybe I'll give it a try sometime. And if you have any other questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video. That really helps the channel out a lot. And subscribe to my channel as well. Thanks everybody for watching.